Paul, it feels a little bit late in the day to be saying welcome to Plainmoor. You've been here about a month now. How are you settling in?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Coming to work every day has been great. People are very, very friendly. It's starting to feel very normal now, which is great. And thoroughly enjoying it so far.
Now, obviously, it's a stadium that you would have played at many times during this Plymouth Argyle, obviously mainly in pre-season friendlies. But you know a little bit about Torquay United. What was it that first attracted you to this new project, if you want to call it that, here at Torquay United? Yeah,
it's the project. It's the club as well. It's a big club. Tremendous fan base. Whole new start, new owners. It's going to be a new squad. It's an ambitious football club, ambitious new owners. I'm an ambitious manager, and it just felt right in my gut to make the jump.
You're probably well placed to actually emphasise that point, because obviously at Torquay United sometimes we might get a little bit carried away by ourselves and saying, oh, we're a big club in this division, but obviously you've been at a different club in this division at Truro, and it sounds like that very much is what people see from the outside, that this is a big club in this division.
There's no getting away from it. It's a huge club in the division, and with that it's going to bring expectation and pressure, and all those types of words. But there's no hiding from how big the football club is in the National League South, definitely.
Now, you've mentioned about being a new era, and it was almost a clean slate for you, wasn't it? You only had the one contract to play. Was it actually somebody that you knew from Truro in Austin Booth? So you've brought in a whole raft of signings in the last week, which have been eagerly anticipated and lapped up by the Yellow Army. Has that helped, having a clean slate, you being able to build from scratch, or does it work like that? I think
there's positives and negatives to it. And obviously, the positive is that the players I'm signing are players that I rate and I've identified, and that type of thing. The negative is you're in a players' market at the minute where there's a lot of players out of contract and negotiations are tough. I always find recruitment the hardest part of managing, and it's probably the most important part as well. So we've been very busy the last 2-3 weeks. We've got some through the door. We're not quite finished yet, as I'm sure 99% of football clubs in the league aren't. So we've got offers out for players. We'll have to be patient on a couple more, but on the whole, so far, I'm really pleased with who we've signed. I think it's really important, as I said in my press conference, it's really important. Obviously, you identify talent, of course you do, but for me, a huge thing is character. What the person is like on the pitch, off the pitch. I think it's really important that Torquay United sign, really good characters and players who the fans will be proud of to represent their club, definitely.
One of the other things that seems to have been key throughout all the signings so far, you've brought in players that absolutely know this division, that are packed with National League South experience. Obviously, you've been in this division already last season, so you know what it takes. It's a different division to any other division, isn't it?
It's tough. It's a really tough league. It's a relentless schedule. 46 games in in quite a condensed period. It's pretty relentless. A lot of Saturday, Tuesdays. So squad size is going to be important. Players who know and understand the league. Players who know and understand and can cope with 3 games a week for quite long periods of the season. So they're going to, the squad and the players are going to have to be quite robust, physically strong. So I think it's important that you sign players who have kind of been there and done it. It's but then there's also getting the balance right of not having too many old, too many young. So you go through that balance of the squad. But so far, I'm really pleased with the business we've done.
You've mentioned that it's a high-pressure environment. You've mentioned that it's a tough division, so it's good that you've actually got some assistants that you're able to call upon in football advisor Neil Warnock. They don't get much more experience than that. So Mike Edwards, someone that you know very well. It must be fantastic to have them in your camp.
Yeah, well, Neil is, I still call him Gaffer, I respect him that much, you know, and I played under him when I was younger. He's always there for me for advice and stuff, and he's been invaluable already. You know, with good advice when I've been a little bit unsure of something. That's what he's there for, and like you said, I don't think you'll get a more experienced manager, you know, and he's managed at every level as well, which is fantastic. And then getting Mikey on board was really, really important. You know, I had an assistant at Truro who, you know, who I respected and appreciated, and someone who's very loyal and tells me straight, and Mikey will do exactly the same this time as well. You know, Mikey's vastly experienced football guy, played over 600 league games, you know, and he's a very professional guy as well, so thrilled to have them both with me.
And finally, Paul, obviously we all hope that we're going to win every game this season.
Of course we do.
That's not necessarily going to be the case, but what can the Yellow Army expect to see from their team managed by you next season? Yeah,
look, I think it's very simplistic for me. It'll be a tremendously hard-working football team, as all teams are, right? But we'll be a hard-working football team. We'll be fit and we'll be organised, and that'll be our base. And everything from that, you know, pre-season gives you time to work on all those words, in possession, out of possession, you know, how I want them to play, my footballing philosophy, and all those. Like, sounds like I've swallowed a coaching manual, but it's important we have that long period of pre-season. This pre-season is going to be really important, because obviously the boys, you know, they need to gel. They're going to need time to get to know each other. They're going to need time to get to know me, the way I work, my training. You know, sometimes I do things a little bit differently. So pre-season is going to be really important. I can only make one promise. I can't promise we're going to win every game. Football doesn't work like that. You know, there'll be really good times, hopefully, and there'll be some times when it's not going quite so well, and that's football, and you know, it's staying level through those times. But one thing, the only promise I'll make to the Torquay United fans is that the 11 boys who are on that pitch will never leave anything on the pitch. You know, and ultimately that's all I can ask of them. And if, you know, I get the recruitment right and coach right and all these sorts of things, hopefully we're in for some good times. But you know, it's the team will work their socks off right until the last minute. That's a fact.
I can't ask for much more than that. Exciting times ahead. Paul, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and we look forward to catching up with you again a little bit later.
Perfect. Thank you.